Welcome back to the Garth Riley Show. Hey, listen, coming up is Youth Day in Toronto 2010, and I have the organizer, the founder, that created this whole idea of madness where, well, is it mad so? Is it really so mad that youth should get together and actually celebrate? I mean, they need a day. This organizer has told me that, and Tylene Duggan is with me. You know, what's really interesting, Tylene, is it's evolved over the last 4 years, and it has to do with, of course, arts and the celebration of that. And, you know, as much as you and I think we can relate to the youth, I think we need somebody who's like a little more relevant than us. Not that we're irrelevant, right? So the guy next to you, quite a find. Director Lil X.
Director X. Thank you.
Welcome. Why did you get involved with this? You know, here you are, a video producer of fame. If you can go on the YouTube and you can Google you are all over the place. You even have your own speciality that people define your videos as. Here you are, a resident of Toronto, and now in the music scene, busy. You get called a lot, I'm sure, to do things. Youth Day, why are you doing this? Why is it important to you?
I grew up in the same kind of situation where I was drawing, and I had my parents, both immigrants, love them, but they didn't, you know, from the old country, don't think of arts as a place where you can actually eat. So that was a conflict in my home, and I had to just ignore it and do what I was going to do. So a chance to go and tell these youth, look, if you love doing it, that's what you should do. If your teachers aren't backing you, if your parents aren't backing you now, if the system itself isn't backing the fact that you love to sing or you love to dance or you love to draw or whatever it is you love to do, if you love to do math, whatever it is you love to do, follow that path and you're going to find what you're meant to do in life. But if you start derailing your dreams to go and find, no one's served by someone in a cubicle, and we now know those cubicle jobs are all quickly going away too.
Well, you speak about this idea of, you know, finding your passion, but, you know, there are a lot of kids out there. They're going to come to Youth Day, which is great, but hopefully this video goes further than even the people at Youth Day to hear your message, because they are being discouraged. Right now they're saying, how are you going to make a buck drawing? What's your future going to be like if it doesn't have a degree behind it, which it could, by the way, but people don't think, in fact, the older generation, your parents were like, you're not going to make a buck doing this. And that's really what it seems to be driving people.
Yeah, but my parents didn't understand that the chairs we're sitting in, the cameras that are being used, the clothes that we wear, everything around you needed a designer. Just on an artistic, if you like to draw. Well, what do you like to draw? I got a buddy that liked to draw cars. He's working in the car industry. I like to do comic books as an illustration. There's a thing you do that leads to something. You like to garden? There's a gardening job. There's a job in whatever it is you love to do. Whether or not these adults around you understand that, that's not your problem, and you can't let it be your problem. Some positive thinking, some love for the things you do will lead you down the path. And they'll have to put a big giant foot in their mouth when you turn around and say, hey, look at this wonderful home I've been able to buy myself, or look at the car I'm driving, or look at the life I'm living.
Right.
Because I followed my dreams, and it's not all doom and gloom. Just follow your dream, think positive about it, and you'll find your way. God will put it all together, you'll be all right. But sometimes, till the world figures this out, you're gonna have to do a little bit of blocking. And whether that's your parents or your teacher or your school system or the city or the mayor, whatever it is, I'm here.
How did you block? Because, you know, kids are looking for tips and clues, right? Because, you know, this is really great how you're saying it, because it's, you know, we're looking back. Yeah. But you were in the middle of it at one point in time.
There's some conflict. Sometimes you got to fight, but, you know, that's what happens with your parents sometimes.
Yeah, but how did you suck it up? I mean, there's those times, and we've all heard of it because we work with youth, right? Where, you know, it just seems like no matter how much you really believe your passion is there and it sort of makes sense to you, there's that moment or a few moments in everybody's life where you go, how did you get past those?
Positive thinking and going to your friends that back you up. You know, when I went down to those moments, my friends, my mentor, Hyper Williams, told me that feeling that you can't do it, that feeling that you suck, that's the enemy, and you have to fight that off, back that off, and you can do it. You can do it. Some positive thinking. Just start practicing right now with some positive thinking. Whatever you had a bad feeling about, say, no, that's going to be all right. That's going to work out properly, and it's going to work out properly. We can get into quantum physics later, but there's a real power to thinking positive. There's a power to following your dreams, doing what you enjoy. At the very beginning, you do what you enjoy, and that's going to lead you down the path that you're meant to be going down. But if you start calculating this thing, I tell you, man, you hear story after story after story of people who went and did what mom and dad wanted them to do or what they thought was going to be the thing. And, you know, I had guys who worked on my productions that had law degrees. Because being a lawyer is going to be the way to success, but that didn't work out, and now he's the production manager. He's a producer now.
And liking his job and loving what he's doing.
Yeah, he'd much rather, that brain thinking that led him down there works very well over here in production. There's a whole world of things to do that no one tells you about in school. When I'm sitting around a pool in Miami with my whole crew and we're drinking drinks and we're talking about shots, and I say, this is the best job they never told you about in school. Mm-hmm. It's the best job they never told you about in school. You understand what I'm saying?